What is an anomaly? In science, it's a deviation from the established rules, an irregularity. In football, an anomaly doesn't just break a record, it breaks belief. For one season, Cristiano Ronaldo was not a footballer. He was a walking, breathing data point from another dimension. This is the story of a season that defies conventional logic. A year where one man's singular obsession fused with his peak physical condition to produce a statistical output so outrageous, it broke the sport's most prestigious competition. This wasn't greatness. This was a statistical anomaly. Goal de Cristiano Ronaldo! To understand the explosion, you must first understand the pressure cooker it was forged in. By 2013, Real Madrid was a club suffocating under the weight of its own history. The last time they had touched the European Cup was in 2002, a moment of magic from Zinedine Zidane. Since then, it had been a decade of torment. The Galacticos had crumbled. They endured the curse of the last 16, crashing out 6 consecutive years at the first hurdle. Then came Jose Mourinho, the special one. He broke the curse, only to replace it with a new, more painful one, the semi-final wall. 3 years in a row, they reached the precipice, only to fall. Against Guardiola's Barcelona in 2011, against Bayern Munich on penalties in 2012, and most brutally against Dortmund in 2013, where Lewandowski put 4 past them in a single humiliating night. The obsession with La Décima, their 10th European Cup, had become a festering wound, a pathology.
Neuer es el arquero. Ronaldo! El penal.
And at the heart of this storm was Cristiano Ronaldo. He had been signed for a world record fee to deliver this one trophy. He had scored an impossible number of goals. And yet, it wasn't enough. On the global stage, he was still seen as the number 2. Lionel Messi had claimed 4 consecutive Ballon d'Ors from 2009 to 2012. The narrative was set. Messi was the natural, God-given genius. Ronaldo, the manufactured athlete, a monument to effort. Just before the season began, in January 2014, Ronaldo broke the streak, winning the 2013 Ballon d'Or. Tears streamed down his face. He had tasted being number 1 again. He was ravenous. The pressure wasn't just to win for Madrid, it was to conquer his own legacy. And the final piece of the puzzle arrived. Carlo Ancelotti, the calm, pragmatic Italian. Where Mourinho was confrontational, Ancelotti was conciliatory. He brought peace to a fractured dressing room. But his true genius was tactical. He had a new billion-euro front line, Bale, Benzema, and Cristiano, the BBC. To unleash them, he shifted to a 4-3-3. The masterstroke? Deploying Angel Di Maria, a natural winger, as a center midfielder. Di Maria's phenomenal work rate gave the team balance. It provided the defensive cover that did one crucial thing. It liberated Cristiano Ronaldo. For the first time in his Madrid career, he was completely unshackled from his defensive duties. Ancelotti told the most lethal goal scorer on the planet just one thing: stay forward. Don't track back. Be the target. Be the endpoint of every single counterattack. Go forward. Go hunt.
The hunt began in Istanbul against Galatasaray. The atmosphere was a cauldron of noise, designed to intimidate. It didn't work. After a cagey first half, where Isco gave Madrid the lead, the second half became the Ronaldo show. In the 63rd minute, off a deflected pass from Ángel Di Maria, he scored his first. 3 minutes later, a header from a free kick. But the final goal, that was a different matter. In the 91st minute, he received the ball on the left wing, cut inside past one defender, then another, a flurry of feints and step-overs, before unleashing an unstoppable left-footed strike into the roof of the net. He didn't just score a hat trick. He ended the game with an act of sheer individual dominance, a brutal 6-1 demolition, a sign of things to come. Next, Copenhagen, an almost routine brace in a 4-0 win. His efficiency was becoming machine-like. Then the true test of the group, the Italian champions, Juventus, led by the legendary Gianluigi Buffon. At the Bernabeu, he was untouchable. In the 4th minute, Di Maria split the defense with a perfect through ball, and Ronaldo rounded Buffon to score. After Juventus equalized, drew a penalty, and converted it himself in the 29th minute. A 2-1 victory orchestrated by him. In the return leg in Turin, in front of a hostile Italian crowd, he was even better. In the 52nd minute, Karim Benzema threaded a perfect pass, and Ronaldo smashed it home for the equalizer. Just 8 minutes later, he set up Gareth Bale for the second goal. The group stage was his personal playground. He had played just 5 games. He had scored 9 goals. It was a new all-time record, an achievement that would have defined a career for almost any other player. For Ronaldo, it was just the appetizer.
Knockouts are where legends are forged, and Madrid treated the round of 16 against Schalke as a statement of intent. The first leg in Germany was carnage. The BBC ran riot in a 6-1 annihilation. Benzema, Bale, and Ronaldo each scored a brace. Ronaldo's first goal in the 52nd minute was a masterpiece of footwork, a flurry of step-overs that left defender Joel Matip frozen before he hammered the ball into the top corner. It was a perfect display of attacking synergy, a machine with all its parts moving in terrifying harmony. The return leg was a formality, but he still showed up to score 2 more goals in the first 22 minutes of a 3-1 win. The tie ended 9-2 on aggregate. He was now on 13 goals for the campaign, already his best ever Champions League haul. But he wasn't chasing his own records. He was chasing history. Next up, Borussia Dortmund. This was not just a football match, it was an exorcism. A year prior, Robert Lewandowski had put 4 goals past them. The trauma lingered. In the first leg at the Bernabeu, Madrid needed to make a statement. Bale scored after just 3 minutes. Isco added a second. Then, in the 57th minute, Modric danced through midfield and slid a pass to Ronaldo, who coolly finished to make it 3-0. It was his 14th goal of the campaign, equaling the all-time single-season record held by Josie Altafini and Lionel Messi. But the record came at a cost. He limped off late in the game with a knee injury. The second leg at the Westfalenstadion was a descent into hell. Without their talisman, Madrid looked lost. The infamous yellow wall was a deafening force of nature, pushing their team forward. Marco Reus scored in the 24th minute. Di Maria missed a penalty. Then Reus scored again in the 37th minute. Dortmund was a single goal away from an impossible comeback, and they threw everything at Madrid. But this is where a different legend stepped up. Iker Casillas, the captain, the veteran. He produced a string of breathtaking saves, most notably denying Henrik Mkhitaryan in a one-on-one. He was a man refusing to let his fortress fall.
Madrid survived, clinging on for a 3-2 aggregate win. But the message was clear. Without Ronaldo, they were vulnerable. But this team, this unit, had the heart to endure. And then came the semi-final, the ultimate boss battle. Pep Guardiola's Bayern Munich, the reigning champions, a team that had just won the Bundesliga in record time and was widely considered the best in the world. The first leg in Madrid was a tense 1-0 win, secured by a Décima goal. The second leg in Munich was expected to be a siege. It was a demolition, a public execution. And it was the captain, Sergio Ramos, who lit the fuse. In the 16th minute, from a Modric corner, he rose highest to power home a header. 4 minutes later, from a Di Maria free kick, he did it again. 2 headers in 4 minutes. He had ripped the heart out of Bayern and silenced the Allianz Arena. The tie was over. The rest was a coronation. In the 34th minute, the Madrid counter-attacking machine showed its perfection. Di Maria to Bale, Bale to Ronaldo. A simple tap-in, but it was anything but simple. Goal number 15, the all-time record, was his and his alone. He had broken it in the backyard of the champions. And the celebration was iconic. The fingers counting out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A gesture not of arrogance, but of a man counting every single kill on his historic hunt. But he wasn't done. In the 90th minute, he stood over a free kick. The Bayern wall stood tall, expecting a thunderbolt. Ronaldo did the unthinkable, the disrespectful. He slid it under the jumping wall and into the net. Goal number 16. It was the final, brutal nail in the coffin of Guardiola's tiki-taka dynasty at Bayern. A 4-0 win on the night, 5-0 on aggregate.
The final was in Lisbon, in his home country, a stage seemingly scripted by the gods of football. The opponent? Their crosstown rivals, Diego Simeone's gritty, unbreakable Atletico Madrid, a team forged in the image of its manager, all grit, discipline, and suffering. La Décima was 90 minutes away. But this was a different Ronaldo. The knee injury he carried was taking its toll. He was a shadow of the explosive force that had terrorized Germany. For 92 minutes, Atletico's defensive wall held firm. In the 36th minute, a mistake from Casillas allowed Diego Godin to loop a header into the net. For an hour after that, Real Madrid laid siege to the Atletico goal, but the wall would not break. Bale missed chances. The clock ticked down. It seemed the dream, the obsession, would die at the final hurdle, in the most painful way imaginable. And then the miracle. 92 minutes and 48 seconds. A final desperate corner from Luka Modric. He whips it in, and Sergio Ramos, the heart of the team, the captain who had set the tone in Munich, leaps. He hangs in the air and connects. A header of pure, unadulterated will guided into the bottom corner past a helpless Thibaut Courtois. The stadium erupts. The dream is alive. The game went to extra time, and Atletico, having given everything, were physically and mentally broken. The momentum had shifted completely. In the 110th minute, Di Maria went on a mazy run. His shot was saved, but the rebound fell to Bale, who headed it in. The lead was theirs. In the 118th, Marcelo added another. And then, a penalty was awarded. There was only one man who was going to take it. The man whose entire season had been a crescendo leading to this moment. The man who had scored in every single round. He placed the ball down. The whistle blew. He scored and ripped his shirt off in a primal roar of catharsis and triumph. Goal number 17. The exclamation point on the most dominant individual campaign the Champions League has ever witnessed. La Décima was finally theirs. The legacy. Let's look at the numbers once last time, because in the end, the numbers are the evidence. 17 goals in 11 appearances, a goal every 58 minutes. He scored more goals himself than 28 of the 31 other teams in the tournament. He didn't just win the Golden Boot, he obliterated it. He didn't just break the record, he created a new benchmark that may never be surpassed. This season earned him the Ballon d'Or. It secured the club's decade-long obsession. But more than that, it shifted the entire landscape of European football. It was the catalyst for a dynasty, the first of 4 Champions League trophies in 5 years. A season like this shouldn't be possible. The sheer volume of goals against the highest level of opposition, under the most immense pressure, it defies belief. It was, and remains, a true statistical anomaly. A season-long event where a man played a game all his own.